Yo, what's up guys? Ryan Little here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today is New Music Monday, but before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the overwhelming response to my latest track, West Coast. Because of that, I decided to make it an official single, so now you can get West Coast on Apple Music, iTunes, listen to it on Spotify, Tidal, and the whole 9 yards. That link is in the description below, so go ahead and check it out. Please support it. I'd appreciate it if you support. I think it's a really dope track. I think you guys really enjoy it, and now you can have it wherever you want it now. So yeah, appreciate you guys so much. So I asked you guys on Facebook and on Twitter, if you don't follow me, those links are in the description below. I asked you guys, would you be interested in seeing a behind the beat style video of West Coast? A lot of you guys said yes, and yes, it is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna kind of break down the track a little bit. I'll show you the sounds that I use for the track, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So for starters, I actually chopped up a sample. I'm not gonna name the sample. I'm not gonna name the artist of it. However, I'm gonna play the loop or the chop that I did of the sample, and it served as the main loop of the entire song. You hear from beginning to end almost, except for one part, which I'll get into later. And I actually played it on the Akai MKII Mini, which you see right here. So yeah, when I played it something like this. So that's basically the first part of it. I think it's a pretty good loop. So yeah, so from that point I went on to the drums. In these drums are essentially a kick and 2 snares. So you have your kick, you have your snare, and you have a second snare layer on top of it. And they kind of work together to make this fuller snare type sound that I like for the track. So alone, the loop sounded something like this. And there's actually a few more variations of that particular drum pattern throughout the song, but that's sort of the main drum pattern I use for the most part. So I have the sample in the drums. So next up I have some percussion actually. There's 2 hats and a shaker. I'll kind of play them here. Have 1 hat. You have your second hat. So there's a lower hat and a higher hat. And you have a shaker. And together they actually sound like this in the track. So yeah, so basically for this first part, it's actually already done. It seemed like at this point I had a good beat. I'll play it for you. So at that point, I basically have a full beat, but I think at this point I needed something a little extra. So outside of adding a few random instruments, I knew there needed to be something else for the verse portion of the beat. I didn't know what it was, but then I realized that I needed a good bass line to kind of really set things off. So at that point, that part of the beat is finished. Like that's basically all that went into that part of the beat. I knew there's something else that was missing. I needed something else to kind of add some variety to the beat per se. So I decided, hey, why not go back to the sample and find another chop, or chop the sample again in a different way. Also, I added a little chant here, had a little. So yeah, so basically that main part sounded like this. At that point, the beat was basically finished. That's basically all the sounds. I basically did some arranging, arranged the song to have the intro, verse, chorus, verse, that little breakdown, and then a final portion of like the intro, I guess, to whatever. And that was basically the beat. And honestly, I thought the beat turned out great. A lot of you guys are really enjoying it. I'm personally enjoying it myself, just watching the feedback and even listening to myself. Just how clean the beat is. The beat is a very clean beat. And that's it. I didn't go through any of the mixing or mastering process. I thought it probably wasn't necessary, at least for an intro video. Just want to show you guys some of the sounds I use. And show you a little bit of my process and know how everything went. If you like this video, please click the like button. Also, if you're a new viewer, please hit subscribe and notification bell. I really appreciate it. And if you don't follow me on any of my social media, please do so. All those links are in the description below. I'm basically everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. And if you haven't heard this beat, click on the Hyper URL link below, or you can click on my YouTube video, the previous one, where you can hear the whole beat full. So that being said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'm out.